And what is mapping? This is it. I'm going to share screen. Can you see? This is mapping. First, you have to identify a topic, and that's what I asked you before, to get familiar with a topic, something that is happening today, so you can have enough material to start working. The main topic, what is it about? What is the idea that I have that I want to start writing about? That idea, we're going to be working with subtopic. Subtopics are going to be the many, not only two, but for now, we're going to be working with only two subtopics. And this only two means that you're going to have two paragraphs of the topic. Therefore, you're going to have an introduction to the topic, what it is about, and you're going to have the paragraph that you're going to be talking about a particular aspect of this topic, another paragraph that is related to the topic, but it's another aspect that you're going to talk about this. And inside these subtopics, you're going to have details. And what are those details? Those are definitions and examples that you're going to refer to this topic. Okay, so this paragraph is going to contain as many definitions or as many examples that you can relate to this subtopic of this main topic. The same thing for the other paragraph. For the essay, you're going to be working with a minimum of 3 paragraphs. Today, we're going to start very small, just talking about a topic. In this moment, we're not going to refer to a thesis yet. We're going to be talking about a thesis next week. First, I want you to get familiar with the structure. An introduction, then we're going to talk, this is going to be free today. And then we're going to start giving delimitations or borders to this, a frame on what you should be writing about. But for today, it's going to be free. Talk about your topic. When you have this ready, this map ready, the last thing you write is this. So when you start reading something, you start reading from here. But when you're writing, first you think of what, and then what am I going to say about that? And that is here. And the what you're going to say and how you're going to show this in your writing is with the details and examples. So when you have these ready, then you write the introduction, because the introduction has to mention this. You have to let the reader know what this topic is going to be about. So that's why the mapping is so important. And you have to get used to do mapping before you start writing essays. So this is the simplest mapping that you're going to be doing, and that's what you're going to be doing today, right? Again, general idea. What are you going to say about that? What examples are you going to give? What definitions are you going to give? And that's it. The same for only 2 paragraphs. When you have this mapping ready, then you write this. Got it? So start working with your partner. I'm going to give you just to do the mapping. You're not going to write the paragraphs. That is going to be the activity that you're going to show next week. For today, I want you to do the mapping. That's all. Work with your partner. I'm going to give you 15 minutes. And then you're going to show me your mapping. All right? Get to work.
Okay, Miss.
Okay. I'll see you in 15 minutes. I'm not going to get disconnected. I'm just going to disappear.
Men's.
9 more minutes. Is anyone ready? Any volunteers to show your mapping?
No yet, Miss.
Okay. The type of exercise you're doing right now is the type of exercise you should have done in English 4. So it's a very initial step. Time is up. Ready? Understanding that this is your first exercise, but just for you to know, when you write an essay, the times for an essay are 7 minutes for mapping and then 30 minutes to develop an essay. Anyone?
I have the information with Fabiola, but I don't have the map or the structure.
Okay, but let's visualize it. What do you put in your main topic?
In the main topic, put the how the pandemic has affected the sustainability of planet.
Okay, now pay attention on that, and everybody else pay attention too. What is the main topic? The pandemic, right?
Yes,
That is the
the
topic,
sensitive.
because you're going
Okay.
to, then you're going to dismember the topic.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so first is the big picture, is the pandemic.
The pandemics.
And then what are you going to put in your first paragraph? What are you going to talk about the pandemic?
The positive aspects of the pandemic in sustainability of planet.
Okay, some positive aspects of the pandemic. That would be your subtopic. Okay, and
Okay.
in that subtopic, positive aspects of the pandemic, what definitions or what examples do you have?
CO2 emission reduce and
Okay,
decrease
carbon
and
dioxide emissions.
sí.
Yes, carbon dioxide emissions. Yes.
Animal life regains habitat.
Okay.
This
All right. But we need an explanation of what you consider positive. And those would be your examples. Okay. So give it an order. So for every paragraph, you're going to have another topic. In this case would be positive aspects of the pandemic. But you need to explain what you consider positive aspects. And then you go with the examples. Okay? Don't start with the examples first because that leads to confusions. Always keep an order. First, you explain what it is about, and then you give examples. What do you have for your second paragraph?
and negative aspect.
The negative aspects. Okay. And what is considered negative?
In the examples, plastic contamination of sanitary elements increase.
Okay. The increase of waste materials, maybe?
Sí.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, that's why you need to define, give it a context first, and then you start giving the examples, because the examples help you support your context. But first you have to give a context, because if you give examples, it's like having things in the air. Okay, those are your details always. So when we talk about topic, the big picture first. Now that you have the positive and the negative mapping, now you start thinking on what you're going to put on the top, how you're going to introduce this without repeating, because you have to make a reference of what you're going to say in your subtopics without actually repeating. So you have to paraphrase in that case. And that's why it takes exercising. All right?
Okay.
Because
Yes.
otherwise it'll become free writing. And academic writing is free writing. Okay? Thank
Okay.
you, Jasmine. Good exercise. Somebody else? Anybody else? Mariana, do you have anything? Mariana is not here. Only the name. Anybody else?
Me?
Okay. Thank you, Maria. Oops, I'm sorry.
The main topic is the draw. Oh, sorry, miss. Okay, main topic is the drought and the rain in actuality. Subtopic 1.
Drought,
how
you mean drought? The main topic is drought.
Yes,
Drought.
sequía.
Yeah, drought. So
Drought.
this is another aspect that you have to consider. You have to go into one thing. Later on, you probably are going to talk about rain, but it's going to be part of your subtopic. But in this moment, one word. What is my topic? Drought. What do you have for your subtopic number 1?
How the drought affect in the country.
Okay. How drought affects. Okay. And obviously, you're going to define drought, right? And your definition of drought, most likely, I'm anticipating, most likely you're going to have some data in relation to drought. And what do I mean by data? You're going to have statistics that show drought. That is the context, you see? And then
Yes.
you give examples.
Okay.
After that. But first, you have to form the context, and then you support it with your examples. What do you have for subtopic 2?
The positive aspects of the falling rain.
Okay, but you're not talking about drought. You see how you can divert things?
Okay, yes.
So you have to continue, because that's your main topic, is drought. First, you give it a context and you talk about some examples of the drought, but then you have to get another topic in relation to drought, because that is your topic. Don't move around, okay?
Miss,
It's like not beating around the bush. What?
if I say my main topic, how the drought affecting the country, and subtopic 1, the drought and the rain in actuality, it's better?
You're still diverting, because the drought is going to be related to the rain, the lack of rain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the lack of rain is going to lead you to the necessity of it, right? But don't lose your vision that is drought. You're not talking about the rain. The rain is a part of your content under drought. So it cannot be a subtopic. It's got to be something related to the drought.
Okay.
All right. Maybe you can think of other topics related to drought. First, maybe you can contextualize it and how the drought is, what it is, the data in relation to the drought. And then in your other subtopic, how it has affected the market, for example, or how it has affected people who live from farming. Do you understand? But you still under the same line of drought. And in that same category, you are going to need to refer to the rain. But rain is not going to be your topic. It's still drought.
Okay, Miss. Thank you.
You're welcome. Somebody else?
Me.
Okay.
In main topic is organic food.
Okay.
Subtopic 1 is organic food goals. In details is
Mariana, organic food goals. Does organic food have goals? Because they're not people. They cannot have goals. Okay, be careful with that. Same thing that I have also found in your abstracts, not yours, Mariana, maybe yours also, but in general, the use of who, who is only for people, please.
Okay.
So be careful with that. And you got to use a subtopic that, especially the first paragraph, the first paragraph has to be strong enough. And that is part of the hierarchy in the grading. When you visualize your grading first, before you start grading, you go with your main topic. What is the most relevant thing that I have to talk about this main topic? Contextualization, definition, strong definition. And then you go from the biggest or the most important to the least important. Okay. So those are things, that's why the mapping is important, because you can visualize it before you start writing. And many people start writing first and they make a mess because sometimes they even contradict themselves. All right, what else? Who else? You had 15 minutes just to think about it. Gladys, do you have anything?
Yes, we also want to talk about the pandemic,
Okay.
but with focus on the bad side or negative consequences.
Okay, that would be one aspect. So it's the pandemic. So in your first paragraph, your first subtopic, what would it be?
Anxiety? I don't know how to say.
Anxiety.
Anxiety, see? Yes, and stress.
Okay, so those would be two examples of what? You see, those are examples. But how would you classify those examples? Under what topic would you classify them? Because your main topic, the head, would be negative aspects of the pandemic, right? Yes. The pandemic, but focus on the negative aspect. That is to say that your subject or subtopic 1, 2, and 3, and so on would be negative, 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 right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Miss?
you need to give a complete classification to that and a context. Yes, Mariana, you were going to say something?
Yes, I have a question. If I start with what is organic food,
Okay.
so what will be the details?
That's what you have to explain. Because if that is what you want to talk about, you have to give it the structure. What am I going to say about this? Now, sometimes we think that a topic is a good idea, but then when you start developing on what you're going to say, you find out that you don't have much to say. So that means that you have to drop that topic and maybe focus on something else or something related to it, but that would give you more content to write. Okay, because remember, I can give you for the evaluations later on, for the evaluations, I'm going to give you a topic. So I'm going to have as many essays as students I have or as partners I have under the same topic. So it's not uncommon to see similar topics, but with different points of view. The thing is how you structure it. Got it? Anybody else? Gladys, you were saying something else?
No, we are going to think about how to structure this more good.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this activity. Remember that the mapping is part of the evaluation. So you have to get used to start with the mapping and then structure, because you give order and you visualize how you're going to develop this essay. So for next week, what I want to see your mapping on the same, similar to what I'm showing you now, but with the idea. And then I also want the paragraph. So you're going to have 3 paragraphs. The paragraph of the main topic with the introduction, and the paragraph 1 and 2 of the subtopics. Okay, first the mapping and then the writing. And then I want to see if there is coherence between your mapping and your writing. Okay, first the structure, and then you concrete it in your writing. Deal? For next class. So if our next class is on Tuesday, please submit it on Monday so I can send you my feedback. And on Tuesday, we're going to start developing a thesis, because I know theses are complex. All right?
Okay,
Okay.
Miss.
Okay,
me,
guys. Yes, honey?
Okay,
I
Miss.
have a question about
Sure.
of this.
Yes.
How is for the evaluation percent of the abstract?
But I gave you that before, no?
10%? The first abstract or not?
I forgot does anybody remember? I forgot. Let me see if I have it in my book here. Okay, abstract number 1 is 10%, abstract number 2 is 15, 3, 15, the book is 20, and then we have 2 essays, 20% each. That's it.
Okay, and when is the other abstract 2 and 3? Is with that, with mapping?
No, the abstracts don't need mapping. The other abstracts are going to be with longer texts.
Okay,
Okay, because these texts are small, right? You have less than a page. The other is going to be about a page and a little more. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'll see you then Tuesday. Be good.
Bye, Miss.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Miss. You too.
Bye,
Bye.
Miss.
Bye,
Bye.
honey.